This episode is about really catty behavior, shitty customer service, one of my biggest pet peeves in life, and me losing my cool. I'd like to hear more about you, so join us on our Facebook group, Babbling Brook Podcasts. And also subscribe to the podcast on whichever platform you use to listen to it at, so that whenever a new podcast episode is out, you can be notified. I'd also like to hear what you think of the podcast so far. So a review will be very welcome and appreciated. Enjoy! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Babalwa Brook's podcast. My name is Babalwa Brook. You guessed it. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. I am just a little girl from a farm in South Africa, which should quickly explain the accent in case you just tuned in for your first time. Welcome, and I hope you'll feel comfortable and feel at home here and stay with us. It's a little community that we're building for ourselves, where any and everyone is welcome, as long as they're not complete assholes. I'm not going to tell you about my day today, the date being Saturday, May the 28th today, and the time is 20:47. 20:47 being 13 minutes before the hour of 9. I'm not going to tell you about my day, but I will tell you about what happened. Here's what happened today. I went to a thrift store, speaking of which, to buy whatever I could find, right? I was at the same thrift store last week, exactly 7 days ago, on Saturday. I asked how much a dress was. I was told that dresses are $2 unless there's a sticker on the hanger. Then it's the price written on the sticker. That price is usually $3. I said, okay, $3. Then while I'm sitting there, the lady comes back. She has something about her energy that makes me nervous, a little bit, like uncomfortable. Just like, I don't want to say her energy is dark, but it's like, for me, I have a reaction to it. So she comes back, and I said, what happened? What's going on? I start being nervous. And she said, let me see that dress. She looks at some of my dresses, because she did see when she was giving me the price the first time that the dresses that I had in my hand had stickers on them. So she said, like, now the ones that you have stickers on them, therefore they will be the price on there, which is usually $3. And then she looks at the price, and it turns out it's actually $5, not $3. So now I'm going to pay $2 more than I was quoted. However, I'm not angry, because she did explain that it would be, in case of a sticker, we would go with the price on the sticker. The fact that she mentioned the wrong price is neither here nor there. I can forgive that. It's not a big deal. I wouldn't have a case if I tried to make a case out of that. And I try to be reasonable as a person. Now that she's back, she wants to see another dress that didn't have a sticker on it. She said, why doesn't this have a sticker? I said, I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, surely you cannot even suspect that I'm the one who removed the sticker, because I didn't know about stickers until you came here. And when you told me about the sticker situation, you saw that this dress already didn't have a sticker on it. So she said, this dress, there's no way this dress is $2. Well, bitch, it is, okay? And she said, I'll charge you $3 for this. I said, no, you won't. It's $2. You told me that's how the price system works. When you said 3 here and you were wrong, and it turned out it's 5, I was okay with that, because that's how life works. So you don't out of the blue pull a price out of a hat and decide that that's going to be the price. That's not how business works, ma'am. And you know that. She said, I'm charging you $3, and she walked away like a fucking bitch. When you work a job, it's very seldom that you get to express your bitchiness and your hatred towards people and all that kind of jazz. You don't have that luxury because you're getting paid to be here and be a robot. So I don't need to know your true feelings about anything. That's not what you do here. I'm the one with that right as a customer. And even so, I try to be a good person and be fair and kind and not be excreting weird negative energy wherever I go. So I'm not somebody who's going to come into your place and pick a fight and whatever. I'm reasonable about how I run shit. But don't come here and just pick with your weird energy. Get the fuck out of here. Why am I getting worked up now? I'm not angry right now. I was pissed then. And I'm not even at the point of today. I'm still telling you about what happened last week. Imagine this thing hasn't been recording all along. Oh, it is. She walks away, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'll pay the I guess I'll pay the, like, what am I gonna not take the dress? It's either I don't take the dress or I pay the price that she says I pay. Because you know what? She has the upper hand. I should have the upper hand as a customer because apparently I'm king, but apparently not, okay? Welcome to 2022, ladies and gents. This is a freaking thrift store / charity place, and they have somebody who is as C-word-y as this person working here, making people feel shitty with our funds that are supporting charity. This is how you raise funds. People donate clothes, other people buy the clothes that were donated, and you take the money. And you come here and donate your services, which all of it makes the world go round and round. Let's all work with each other. Let's not be C-words, people. Thank you very much. I pick all the stuff that I want, I pay, she charges me $3, I feel raped, and I walk away. I go home. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day, I say, and I walk out. Like in total disbelief. More went into that. Maybe I'll tell you the other part. It's kind of like vindicative or whatever. But I'll tell you that on the blog, maybe. Hopefully I remember. Now, if I don't tell you, it's fine. The sun will still rise in the east and set in the west. But it's not something that I want to hear myself say with my mouth. Then, cut to this week. Same time, same place, same freaking lady. They have different ladies who work there as volunteers. But the other one, who is amazing, broke her shoulder. Apparently, she fell. And even today, when I was there, I was like, what's the other lady's name again? Do we know how she's feeling? Do we know how her shoulder is? And this mean lady was just like, she was trying to remember what her name is, but like they're co-workers. Okay, lady. And she had no idea if she feels better or not. She's like, maybe I'll call her today. And I thought, wow, I'm more concerned about your co-worker than you are. Wow, lady, what a class act. Didn't say that, but I thought it because it feels nice to judge somebody you're not very fond of. I'm in the store today. I find only a few things that I'm going to buy, which is a good thing. And I got my wallet, I had my whole handbag today. Normally I just grab a few bucks and I put them, don't judge me, in my bra. And it's 100 degrees outside. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. It's not even noon yet and we're already dying of heat. I didn't want to walk there and come back like pooped with the sun and just ready to shower and go to bed. Now your day is over, it's only 11 o'clock. So I got in the car, even though it has a flat tire. Story for another day. Drove there and I hurried back. But before I hurried back, I asked the lady, hey, I'm gonna get a few things. Do you have fixed prices? You know how like in secondhand stores, they go by dresses are a certain price. Short dresses maybe will be like 50 cents more or $1 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like fixed prices. Because I feel like I've been going there regularly for weeks. Maybe if I had an idea, okay, this is how much dresses are. I already know how much dresses are, but I'm using that as an example. Sweaters are a certain price, sneakers or shoes or boots or stuff like that. That'll help me. I already know price list of another thrift store in the city. I don't know why small towns like that are called cities, but okay, in the city, whatever. Why? And I've only been to that store twice. So why can I get an answer here? And I've been here so many more times. When I ask her, she makes a face and rolls her eyes and shakes her head, just like makes that face like, ugh, like it's just, you make me want to puke type deal, which automatically makes my stomach turn of anger, because what the fuck? I'm like, do you have fixed prices for like things where you can tell me so that I don't have to keep walking there to find out how much things are before I buy them? And she said, for example, you know, dresses are this price and whatever and whatever. And she said, well, dresses are $2. And she rolls her eyes and she whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, your brain moves fast in those kinds of situations, because I'm thinking, is she doing this because we already had a conversation about a dress last week? And she's wondering, why am I asking her this again? Even so, your job is to answer. I run a store too, online. I've had people say to me, okay, those pants have an elastic waist and a drawstring. Does the drawstring adjust the weight? Like, what? It's a drawstring. You draw it and it makes the weight smaller, and you opposite of draw it. And I'm thinking to myself, is this person really asking this question? But you have to answer. You can't, because people's brains work so differently. Maybe they're not seeing it as black and white as I am. And also, the pants are here with me. So I don't know what it's like to be somebody on the other side who's about to spend their money on something they've never seen, paying somebody they don't know for something. So they need those answers to make that decision. It's called an informed decision for that reason. It's my job to inform them. So even if I want to roll my eyes, which I have that liberty here because internet, I still have to answer those questions. One time I was so close to telling this lady, you don't have to buy this blouse. Just leave it, someone else will buy it. Actually, it was a blouse that I liked for myself too. So I'm thinking, if nobody buys this, I'll keep it for myself. But I thought to myself, you know what, just answer the questions. Just answer them. I was just, you know, when you wake up feeling shitty, I had no reason to be mean. So just try to be polite in answering the questions. And then I realized she was right, I was wrong. There was a reason that she asked those questions. Something had come undone in the pictures, in the item that she wanted to buy, and in the pictures it looks broken. But when I looked at the item myself, I was like, let me get out of bed and have a look at this. So I did, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, it just came undone. So I put it back and I took a photo for her. I said, I'm glad you asked. Here's the picture. I fixed it. It had just come undone. It's not broken. She was so excited. So it turns out she sounded like maybe she's dumb to me because I was being defensive and being lazy and asked for no reason, but she was in the right. If I had been mean to her, I probably would have felt like shit. You know what I mean? Just like try to not be that person. It's not, I mean, I'm not perfect at it. It's not easy all the time. Back to, then instead of telling me, you know, pants will be this much or whatever, she just gave me prices of the few items that I had in my hand. Those pajamas were $2. And I mean, yeah, she says. The whole time she looks like she's nauseous. Like I'm just making her sick. I don't really take it personally because I think that's just how she is, because I've overheard her talk to other people. She just doesn't come across as a nice person. Like I mentioned, even she hasn't even checked on her coworker, who's an elderly lady who broke a shoulder. The fact that I don't know. I try not to judge too much, and I'm completely judging this lady. I really am. I'm aware of that. Then I said to her, by the way, last week you charged me $2 for a throw type tablecloth. And when I got home, there was a $1 price tag on it, like a sticker. She said, well, we don't know. The energy is already off, first of all, and that's one of the reasons I'm bringing this up to her, because I'm just like, fuck it. I said, she said, we don't know if that sticker came out of something else. I said, no, it didn't. It's a big tape piece that's stuck on there deliberately. She said, well, you should have showed it to me here. Like, are you kidding? I said, no, I didn't know that there was going to be a price there. You didn't say anything, and I trusted that you would not overcharge me. I thought that you would know what the prices are of things. I didn't expect you to charge me more, which is interesting because she did already overcharge me on the dress to my face. So the fact that she overcharged me for two different things shouldn't have been a surprise, but here we are, folks. She's like, I said, and I would like my $1 back. Because now I'm angry now. I'm angry now. The other side of me, I'm really good at that side of being completely difficult and arguing and winning an argument and doing those things. And I used to be really passionate about it, and I used to wait for somebody to try me. But it's not a way to be. And I've worked so hard and continue to do so to not be that person. Every once in a while, somebody steps on your toe, and that side of yours that you buried so far away, it pops up, and you almost enjoy being in that moment. But I don't really, because I know how much work I've put into myself and continue to do so to become a better person who's not going to say things that I'm going to regret. Not because I feel bad for the other person, but because of myself and my growth in my life and my self-development, things that I value. It's much more important to spend that extra $1, maybe $2, and be proud of how I behaved, and be proud of seeing the progress of the work, because you don't know how far you've come and how much you're winning at something unless you're placed in that situation and you see how you react. And in that moment, I caved, ladies and gentlemen. I did. I'm not somebody who really regrets the decisions, the things that I do, though, because I was just like, it was warranted. Maybe I'm being defensive, but I'm just saying that's how I felt. But I try not to go there. I'm not going to regret it when I do it, but I try not to go there because I would rather not react that way, even though I'm not going to regret it. Probably sociopathic tendencies somewhere in there from my part. And I will, if that's me, fine. That's fine too. I know that overall I'm a good person who doesn't go out of my way to start nothing. And therefore shouldn't be nut. This lady starts walking away telling me, you know what, the money goes to charity, this is for a good cause. I said, that's not what my question was. I wanted to know about the money that you overcharged me. I'm not here to find out about the history of the business. And I said, I'd like you to give me the money that you overcharged me. She said, we don't do refunds. I said, I'm not asking for a refund. I don't expect a refund. You made a mistake. You should rectify it. She walked away, and I said, I've already established at this point that you don't want to, and if you don't want to, I'll take the loss, because what choice do I have? You already have taken the money, and if you're refusing to give it to me, then so be it. But the fact that you're not even remorseful of being called out on a mistake that you made, that's really concerning. And she was walking away, just shaking her and just being just, these are the people who get punched in the neck. It was just making my stomach so turn. I was shaking. I was literally shaking. I was so angry. Sometimes I don't know. I think that I'm just mellow and myself. I'm having a regular day. And then the slightest thing happens. And I get so angry. And I'm like, where was that waiting to come out? It should have taken more than that. But maybe it did. Maybe it's something that was brewing from last week. I said, the fact that you're not remorseful, you and your negative energy, one of the worst personalities I've ever come across. I couldn't remember everything I said. And I was just so angry. There were like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 other people in the store. And now I'm at the back. It's a very small place. I'm at the back, and she's made her way back to the cash register, which is right by the door. She can hear me. It's a small room. But I'm not saying it to be heard or whatever. I'm just venting. Now I've started. I'm just going to keep talking now. Even if I left the store and I was walking home, I would have kept walking and talking by my fucking self. I wouldn't have given a shit. That's how I was feeling. If you've ever been that angry, I was just so worked up. We all know this is not about $1. Even I can afford I can give more than $1 to the cause. That's not what it is. And I've become a regular customer. Since I heard about that thrift store, I've been there every single day. That they only open once a week on Saturdays. I've been there every Saturday. I've become a regular customer, and I'm new here. Make me feel valued. I was already thinking in my head, how can I need to figure out a way to not come back here. Obviously, the way to not go back there is just not go there. But with the kind of business that I'm trying to build over here, you go to thrift stores, you see what's out there. Even though I ended up buying things for myself today, but still. And I was shaking. Now you just want to go to somebody here and just be like, man, what a bitch, right? The other lady who was there, I saw her last week. She had big brain cancer. She recovered, and now she's 6 degrees and whatever. She told me the story of her life, but it wasn't in a weird narcissistic way. I was asking questions. It was such an, dare I say, fascinating story. The fact that she got 6 degrees, I just was like, who has 6 degrees? And she was just so generous, just telling me everything and whatever. Nice lady. I really enjoyed talking to her. I met her last week, so I saw her again today. I was like, hey stranger, fancy seeing you again. She was with her husband again. So I just want to go to them because we have this nice rapport already, and be like, man, can you believe that? But I'm new to this town. These people probably know each other. Maybe they're neighbors. Maybe it's their mom. I don't know. So I'm always the new person in a group. That's why I don't belong in groups and communities and whatever. I'm just always that new person who you can't really, I'm always extra careful. I already have trust issues with people where I don't let people in further than I can throw them. So there's that. Time to pay. Because I don't like awkward situations. Now I'm going to walk away and I'm going to leave that weird, tense, negative energy deal, right? Isn't it interesting? My previous podcast was about how happy I was and how positive. And now I'm just venting from beginning until the end. Bear with me, I'm almost done. My eyes are closing and I have to take a bath first before I go to sleep. I then go and I'm like, oh, can you give me a good deal on these? Yeah, I'd like a good deal. I always ask for a good deal. This is a fucking thrift store. That's what you do. A lot of my stuff that I'm selling online, some of the things are cheap, $10 or less. And the ones that are 20 something, 30 something, I have good vintage stuff. Some of those things, I open up the make an offer part so that people can make me an offer. I'd like to think that I'm reasonable enough when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I will put it in my notes, make me an offer. That's the kind of business we're in. And then I can either accept the offer or I can decline it. Somebody messaged me last night. They were buying something that's $8. I've put $8 for it was the skirt, and $8 for shipping. The whole point is you add 8 and 8, 16, and you take out shipping. That's what I want to make from the skirt. So I just split it up to put 8 in the price that I'm selling it and 8 in the price of shipping. Sometimes you put 4 in shipping and 14 in the skirt. Sometimes some people put 4 in the skirt and 14 in shipping. The bottom line is, you know that maybe shipping is going to be $5-6 and the rest is for you to pocket. That's the bottom line. Bottom line is, I want the customer to pay this amount, and then I'm going to take out taxes and whatever, and the rest is mine. That's the bottom line. So when somebody comes to me, like a dude last week sometime messaged me and said, instead of $14 for shipping, it was something heavy. Instead of $14 for shipping, I want you to charge me just $4. That's, dare I say it, retarded. Because you want to pay $5 for the item. I think the thing was charged at like $7 and $14 for shipping because it's heavy. Some of that shipping, maybe $2 would have been left over, and that would have come to add on to the $7, and maybe I would have ended up making $10 and the rest would have been shipping, whatever, right? That's the bottom line. And now you're trying to tell me he wanted more than 50% off. That's like a slap in the face. But you still got to be polite to them, because maybe he's being a jerk. Maybe he's not aware that he's being a jerk. Maybe that's not his intention. He thinks that I really think that it's expensive to ship things or whatever. I don't know. So I still had to be polite to him. He said, can you charge me? He said, this shipping is expensive. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not about the shipping. Like, it's not about shipping. Are you new in these parts? But you can say that. And then I said, make me an offer. Before I said to him, I'll give you $1 or $2 off shipping, I wanted to gauge how much he's willing to pay for shipping before, we waste our time. And that's when he tried to lowball me all the way to more than 50% off. I realized we won't be able to reach a deal here. I can't even counter him. So I thanked him and I wished him a nice day. Another item that I like for myself. Nobody buys it, I'll keep it. Then last night, back to the $8 shipping and whatever lady with a skirt. She said to me, I'd like to buy this skirt. This item already has hundreds of views. I only listed it within 24 hours, hundreds of views, and around 10 people already saved it. So it's looking good. Somebody's gonna buy it. Maybe they're all waiting to lower the price or whatever. We'll do a whole thing one day about that kind of stuff. When she said, I'd like to buy it, but can you lower shipping to $4? So instead of, they love $4 for shipping. They probably think that shipping really is $4. But those things, you can pay $4 for shipping, depending on what it is, how far it's going, how much it weighs. It was a skirt with lining. It wasn't going to be $4. I don't care where it's going. It wasn't going to be $4 unless I'm taking it down the street myself with my little toy car that's 30-something miles per gallon. Then, even then, So I thought to myself, okay, it's probably going to cost me exactly $5 to mail this. Then it's just going to be $8 for the thing. But you know what? It's fine, because $8 right now versus a possibility of making more in the future, or not making it at all, right? One in the whatever is better than one in the whatever. That's saying about a bird. What is it called? It's like a idiom. So I said to her, $5. She offered $4. She wanted $4 for shipping. She was specific. So I replied, $5 for shipping, and I'll send it out tomorrow with the mailman if you accept now. That was last night. And I said, because it's open for, what is it called? For make me an offer. Not that I really wanted people to make an offer in an $8 skirt. But if somebody is lucky enough and they make $2 off offer or whatever, I might accept it. Why not? So I said, if you accept, I'm not going to change the shipping price on the post itself, because somebody else might take it and it's her, and I'm doing it for her because she's the one who asked. So I said, if you accept my offer of just $1 more, send me an offer of $5 for the purchase price, and I'll take care of everything else. She read it right away because we're chatting on Facebook. This is a Facebook Marketplace store. I could see that she saw it right away. It was like 9:10 at night. I don't know where she lives, so probably even later where she was. Then I went to sleep, and she probably went to bed too, who knows. And I thought to myself, a part of me, I'm not gonna lie, a vindictive part of me hoped that somebody else would just buy the skirt while she was making up her mind. It's like a protective mechanism, because you don't want to feel like rejected because somebody literally rejected your offer. That's basically, I get where it was coming from, that negativity from my end. Lo and behold, this morning I'm making breakfast. I get a message, congratulations, you received an offer of $5. So she accepted my $5. I say all that to say, you negotiate in this second-hand time. Actually, you can negotiate anywhere. You can negotiate anywhere. You can negotiate in a real store with real. I've gone to stores, and if I'm buying shoes and they're from display, and it looks like from people trying them on, you can tell that they're dirty, I'm getting some kind of a percentage off of that thing. That's just business, folks. They say everybody has a price. You just negotiate, and then maybe they'll say yes, maybe they'll say no, and it should still not be weird just because somebody said no. So I said to her, I remember the way I finished the story. I'm so impressed with myself. I said to the lady at the cashier at the thrift store today, can you give me a good deal on these two? They had like throws that look like mats. I think I'm going to use them in my bathroom. If I do, actually one of them is blue and white. My bathroom wall is blue and bathtub is white, so I'll be that girl. Maybe I'll use the gray and white one just to break the color. And I was just like, give me a good deal. I'll take both of these, but can I have a good deal? And she was like, what? How much is a good deal? So I could tell. I was just saying that to break the ice, because I didn't want it. I don't like it to be weird. Did I regret the stuff that I said and how I said it? No, because I meant the stuff that I said. I don't like her personality. I think it's shitty. I felt that way last week, and so it's something that I've thought about. And I wouldn't have just said it had she not started it. So that's what you get, lady. You still owe me $1. But I wanted us to end on an okay note. We can still not agree on that $1 thing and still get along afterwards. You see what I'm saying? Compartmentalize. And she was like, man, these are new. So I was like, oh, she's already preparing me for being overpriced. Here we go. And she was like, those are $2 each. I said, okay. She actually, to be honest, story for another day, I don't think she can really count. I'm just saying. But we'll talk about that some other time. That's part of the story I'll tell you on the blog. BubbleUpBrook.com. I then said, okay, fine, I understand. You're right. If they're still new, it's one thing, if the stuff's been sitting there forever and they're trying to push it. If it's new, maybe someone else, like I said with the story with the lady and the deal, maybe somebody else would have come and bought the skirt without negotiating. A lot of people won't ask for an offer. I don't know if they don't know, or actually, even someone like me who's frugal, if I see that, for the most part, when I see that there's an offer to be made, I'll make an offer for the most part. That's my personality. However, part of my personality, too, if I feel like I'm okay paying this much for this, like I don't mind the actual fixed price, I'll pay it. Sometimes you're just going to make somebody's day. You never know. Every once in a while. I try to make my customers' days, like if the mailman hasn't been here to pick up something, and I know I'm expecting the mailman within an hour or so, and someone orders something within that hour, and I have 3 days to mail it, I'll quickly take 5 minutes out of my time and wrap it up and mail it right away. I want them to get that thing that says your item has been shipped, and then get another one that from USPS saying, it's on the way. I think that that's like a nice feeling. So you do those things as part of customer service. Those are the things. So if we can take time out of our busy schedules and do those little things for somebody else, everybody else doesn't have to do that, but your expectations become high because you know what can be done. And when somebody doesn't just even break even and they're like really horrible, you really can feel it. After the ice was broken, I didn't get a deal on those because she explained why, and I understood why. I was like, it makes sense, I get it. And then she said, this is the part that makes my heart melt. By the way, I'm going to give you your $1. I just needed some time to think about it. That was to me an equivalent of an apology. And it's taken me half of my life to realize that, well, and the fact that my sister told me, everybody's not going to say I'm sorry, but sometimes they'll show you with their actions, and you have to be ready to receive either form of apology delivery. Speaking of USPS, right? So when she said that, my heart just melted, and I said, thank you. I don't know why I feel like crying now. I told her, and I'm telling you, thank you for humbling yourself. It was never about $1 to me. She said, I know, I understand. I said, it was just the principle. It really threw me off how that whole thing was handled. And she said, I know. And, oh, my voice, I need to drink. And, yeah, I say all that to say, it ended up with a happy ending. I thanked her very much. She gave me that, she charged me $1 for something that was going to be $2, and she said, you know what, I'll just give that to you for $1 instead. So that was a discount, and normally I ask for discounts, but today was so weird I wasn't going to go there. She said, I'll just give you for $1. I said, oh, thank you. And then she said, and then I'm giving you your $1 back. So basically one of the $2 items I got for free. It worked out, and I just thanked her so much. I said, you know, thank you for fixing it, and I apologize if I overreacted at the time. That moment was so uncomfortable, and I appreciate that you humbled yourself enough to fix it for everybody, because now there's no tension between us, and I like this feeling better than the other one. And she didn't look at me once that whole time. I'm very big on, like, you know, body language and whatever, but it doesn't matter to me because that moment was so powerful, and I received every bit of it. It just made me feel so much lighter. And I walked the F out of there to my car with a flat tire, and I had a conversation with a guy who makes his own weed, possibly sells it, but is not gonna tell me in so many words. It was an interesting conversation. Oh, reading between the lines. Oh, I'll tell you what, if I can get the people who live here to do interviews just about their lives on this podcast, I think that it would be golden. Because to live in a town this small, you must have some interesting stories. I just believe that. Because what the fuck is this place? Thank you for listening. I would like to hear your thoughts, and your thoughts on anything, on the podcast itself, on this episode, on any and everything. Do check out my store, my eBay, Lovely Brooke, at Babala Brooke on all social media. Give me a like on TikTok. Let me be that girl who's liked by people. A little subscribe on the YouTube channel. It would go a long way, because I've been building that channel for years now, and I had several hundreds of subscribers years ago, and then YouTube took a big chunk of them, and it really made me despondent at the time. Don't do it to make me feel better. Just kidding. Do it for whatever reason, and I will receive it. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you next time. What are your pet peeves? Send me a message on any platform. Hopefully we'll have a group by the time you hear this, and we can all have those conversations there. I'd like to hear what those little things that irk you are, and I'll read them on an upcoming episode. Thank you very much.